Everybody, welcome back to the Salty Show, and welcome back to our Total War Empire campaign as the French episode 5, I believe, with the Durango Overhaul mod. Hope you guys are doing well today, and if you are, like and subscribe as always. Without further ado, where I last left everybody off, we just defeated the French Rebellion, or the French Revolution, a good solid 80-ish years, I think, early or something like that. Maybe actually a bit more, a bit more, but very, very early in this alternate timeline, and we managed to come out on top. It was a bit risky, but Louis XIV did press forward, and the troops stationed in Paris held on. With that being said, we had to reform our economy a good bit, but the trade lanes have opened up once more, and our forces are moving about as they do. And one thing you've noticed, actually, there we go, I've just found some keyboard shortcuts like J that turns off flags, which is so cool. I've never done that before. It actually makes the map look a little nicer. The armies look a little weird without... Oh, sorry, buddy. The army looks a little weird without that, but let us continue on our colonial conquest. With the intern over, we have had no new issues come about in that one turn cycle. The United Provinces did regain their independence thanks to us pulling our army back to Flanders, but they have not crossed the river yet. Is it? I wonder what river that is. Is that the Rhine? Is that supposed to be the Rhine? That has to be the Rhine, correct? Based off its geography, I would assume that's the Rhine. Especially since this is Cologne, Rhineland. But they've not crossed the river. They have, however, established trade agreements in which we can immediately start raiding for extra cash, which is a perfect use for our fleet. Excuse me. Now the goal is, of course, to retake the United Provinces, as we just secured them, and I do not feel like giving up that territory. But we need to make sure that we are not messing about, really. And we do have the happiness building here, and Catholicism is still on the rise. When it comes to... we have one religious happiness, and then just a lot of repression. We're going to get 2 more line infantry next turn. However, we could reinforce the army in Flanders with a couple of extra units, just to bolster their ranks to make sure Flanders won't fall while this army is recouping its losses. We also have a happiness building over there, so I really don't want to... invest in another happiness building, but considering we have 2 educational locations, we might need to. It's definitely impacting our ability to maintain happiness. We'll have another city come up there as well, so... yeah, there it is. That city is going to be ours in 2 turns. Now, I have no governing benefits. Ooh, 190 for provincial line infantry. They're a lot worse than our line infantry, but that means they're a lot cheaper. We could utilize them in the turns to come, but let's repair this so we can actually start getting a trade from this extremely wealthy region that we conquered from the Dutch. And while we're here, let's invest in the gold mine. Very beneficial stuff. We can also get some indium in to bolster our trade lanes down here in Brazil. Go ahead and establish control over more. And let's work towards getting another trade lane going. We could also work to get one over here. I did also, just a side note, I don't know if I'll ever remember this, but I've sent our missionary, Glion Vasseur, on a very, that's horrible, but on a very daring mission to cross basically the whole North American continent down into Mesoamerica and into the northern tip of South America to get to our colonies. Will he ever see another French territory again? I do not know, but just wanted to give you all an update on that. He has been given a mission, one that I don't know if he'll ever see the end to. Now, while we're here, let's actually go ahead and upgrade Flanders. And with the upgrade, we could also get a provincial militia unit. Let's go ahead and do that. And see what happens. Yeah, I figured they were going to come near us. They do outnumber us. I wonder where they're going to go. Okay, they are going to station. That's going to let us recruit another unit, and we can get the 2 line infantry up and about, hopefully. So we can have a pitched battle in that city that they just occupied. Oh, he's already finding issues. Yep, keep making your way there, buddy. We did get a new gentleman. Enlightenment and dueling. Yes. And research points, industrial tech. So, who do we have in here? Industry, campaign, industry, enlightenment. Enlightenment. Your enlightenment as well, and dueling. And your military and enlightenment. So, Orleans, and Lyon. So you should be working towards enlightenment tech. That'll help a lot. Or industry. Orleans can focus on the military aspect of things. With that said, we could definitely use another agent to help out over here. Because you've already got 2 gentlemen. Let's move back to Lyon, though. I don't think we need 4 field crop rotations yet. I think it's far more important we invest on something else. Government by consent. 3 turns to get that. -1 happiness. Or we get the basic steam pump. Or the spinning jenny. I think we'll grab that. We actually have quite a few textile mills, especially like up here in Flanders or Brussels. They have twice. That's the only thing they have, along with a military port at Antwerp, which with its location, I do think we are gonna keep that as a military port. It'll give us 2 right off the coast of Britain, which will help in future endeavors. Alright, but with that said, we have new troops coming up. Do you think they're going to try to fight us? We could make our way here.
D'autres ordres?
Let's grab our army, see what happens.
Préparez-vous chose? Marchez! En avant! Pour la couronne et le pays!
Perfect.
Pour la couronne et le pays!
Camille de Houston stands ready to engage. We could bring Philip, but I think Philip might be needed to just recruit a new army. He's a brave soldier. He's got decent command and he's got a movement range benefit. You're 52. Man, you need an army. Honestly, he needs an army. But we do not have the economy for it right now. We might launch expeditions to Algiers soon, too. I am thinking of a multitude of situations. getting some sloops down here would probably be enough for us to get an army on the coast. They just would be without naval support. Yeah, getting a couple sloops up and running. Really just one, honestly, would do fine. Then we move it down here to the port. But no, they would go this way. I'd like they would go this way, and we would just hit Algiers. We would land on the northern coast. We would not try to sail from Marseille. But alright, we have a pitched battle to deal with. Camille de Houston leading the counter-assault against the United Provinces forces at this town of Ghent. We now outnumber them, but can we outbest them? Let's find out, everybody, on the battlefield. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Battle of Ghent. The battle for Flanders, actually, you could say, as the United Provinces have sallied into our land once again, and the AI rather intelligently taking up a defensive position up on a hillside here, deploying their local citizen troops and professional line infantry in the rear, while the expatriate, I believe that's how you say it, or expatriate, units are up front. People that have been expelled from their cities, fighting for another crown. And I can see we've already opened up engagement as our skirmishers are pushing the envelope here just a little bit, trying to get some kills on the militia that have taken up a somewhat flanking position. If you want to see more replays, do let me know, or if you prefer the in-action of battles. But I figured I had a little extra time today, and I know you all love it in Rome too, the pitched battle, so I figured why not give it a try here. Our skirmishers are in position, though, to start laying the hammer down, with our Marines firing down there. Our boys here. I don't know about you, but that broke my headphones, so I do hope that was digestible on your end. We are taking return fire, but we are going to be trading rather well with the enemy expatriate units. As you can see, we are popping them off. Usually trading line infantry to skirmishers is not ideal, but our guys are way more accurate, and the Marines are earning their name today. As you can see, we are in a somewhat of a special formation here. The militia are going to back up our skirmishers in the center, but our professional line infantry are going to be moving around the flanks as we try to envelop the enemy's hilly defensive position, as they've somewhat left their mercenaries or their foreigners in this bottleneck here. So we're going to target the actual troops on the line here. But for now, it's up to these boys to hold the line. By far the best investment we've made as an army is the skirmishers, as they can really do a number to the enemy. As you can see here, the enemy's dead litter the field, with one of their units actually already routing thanks to the amount of casualties they've taken. Our flanking maneuver is somewhat ready to go, and our line of infantry are taking their first shots on the enemy here, as they unwaveringly stay in position. We are facing a bit more of a stiffer resistance on. Apologies about that little cut there, but there was a moment in the battle that I had to pause to go answer the door, as there is some. Me and my wife are doing some DIY renovations in our house, as we love doing that stuff. So I had to go pick up a air filter or air purifier to try and help make sure we keep our air breathable and hopefully reduce the risk of long-term effects. Me and her are both a bit of warriors, you could say. But I did not realize when you capture a replay in Empire that it captures the pause menu as well for the duration of the activity. So rather interesting find out. So I do apologize if that cut's not too pretty, but we are back into the action. That's such a weird thing to include in a replay. Oh, buddy. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, wow, we need to form up. I don't know what they're doing here. But we have secured this wall here. We're now hammering into the enemy on their left flank. Slowly but surely, we are pushing the enemy back up the hill. As you can see, they're trying to climb out of this killing field that they put themselves in. Our cav are in position on the flank here, letting our boys do as much damage as they can to that militia unit as they so valiantly hold their little piece of land. The most losses in today's battle are going to be our Marines, though, as they earn the name side by side. We are dropping them as they get closer. It only makes our men more accurate, and at this range, that's actually quite deadly. Especially when it comes to flanking the enemy on the corner ranks here. Getting a lot of kills in there. They are running out of infantry. We're going to start pivoting our units this way soon enough. Once this unit starts to break and rout. We have pulled up a militia unit on this left flank as well because this forward line is taking quite the beating. So just to even the odds and swing them back in our favor. How interesting. It seems their It seems their infantry can fire maybe not. Might be just the way it's laid out, but it seems their infantry could fire 2 ranks deep. But we have broken their center for the most part. Their foreigners and their militia are retreating up the hill as the general sits and watches. We have gained dominance on the majority of the battlefield at a dear cost of the French, but the right flank completely collapsed for the enemy, and now they are in a mass retreat as we make our way up the hill. Chasing after the beleaguered slow militia. We are moving up on all corners here to encapsulate the general's line infantry unit here. Trying to form up into a position, but with the routing army, the general loses heart. So we go for a mass charge, making sure we keep the momentum going. Starting with the Uhlans here, the Lancers, or the Chevaliers. They're not Uhlans, that's another nation. But our cav going in there, making sure they stay routed. And then our infantry are going to come in and do the dirty work of catching anybody we can and stabbing them with a spear. And with that, as you can tell by another pause, victory is ours. And with that battle over, Camille de Houston gains another victory under his belt, losing less than 400 men compared to their 1,400. They are sent packing, and Ghent city, Ghent, Flanders, is once again ours. Sure, let's go ahead and start reconstructing it. And replenishment for this army. Rather expensive, but I don't want to lose the Marines. Or really any of our skirmisher forces. The militia we can merge. Line infantry are good. I'll tell you what, you guys don't need to do that. Alright, you're good. So with that, you and you and you, and you can replenish. That leaves the Cav, the Chevalier Legio Lagers? Legio Cheval. I wish I knew how to speak French. I wish I knew how to speak any actual foreign language. Once upon a time back in high school, I was learning Japanese, but that most definitely fell through. Alright, with our forces replenishing here, let's move to the bridge crossing. Just to make sure they know what's coming for them. I definitely don't think we need a governor's encampment here. A mansion would be far more suited, I believe. But I don't necessarily think we need to invest in them to begin with. Now, when it comes to Strasbourg, Alsace, Lorraine, I do think keeping... I mean, Wittenberg is holding. They have been beaten back by something. Their army's in tatters. Provincial light infantry would take 2 turns. We need to start building an expedition force if we're gonna have a ship waiting for them at Brest. We would need something to be able to hold territory that is far, far against us. Very expensive troops. Now, when it comes to the Swiss line infantry, they are really good. Yeah, very skilled mercenaries. But they come at a hell of a price. Now, these guys are... They have higher morale. But worse off stats. But they are cheaper. We can have 4. They're exiles of other nations. I'll tell you what, that'd be a hell of a way to serve our country. Sending them on a expedition. Let's slowly start building that up. We can get all 4 of them this turn, so we might as well. That leaves us with about a little less than 2 grand to spend. I do think we're going to invest in a cannon factory. We're building trade ships in our colonial islands to push to Brazil. I think we're good to end the turn. Sorry, buddy. Had to take a drink there. Normally it's not out of a bottle, though. Alright, we did get the military syllabus. The gold mine's been constructed, meaning we're 551 now, 323 there. Lovely work. And a new town emerges as in Nantes. So, we've been talking about this. We're sitting at 0 public order right now for our lower class. Patriotic fervor is on the rise, question mark? Perhaps? What station you in there? I guess I'm okay getting that. Well, the flintlock. What would that grant? Ooh, the cannons would fire faster. That's some movement range. Yeah, we'll do the improved grenades, and then we're gonna move over to Navy. Getting a 3rd school would outright mean we are going to be in a hard time. But that's gonna start, decreasing happiness as we get further and further along in the... As we keep going up, people are gonna continue to clamor for reform. It's only a -2 actually at the max. So we could scale that with coaching ends. do we need multiple? That's going to be +2 happiness, or +5 for the lower class. +4 for Catholics. You know, I think we might be okay. Might be okay, actually, just to get a craft workshop here and not worry about this public order situation for now. Because we can upgrade. Let's go ahead and actually get this church underway. It'll be a nice little happiness boon.
Monsieur, vos ordres?
Alright, we are going to be able to
Immédiatement.
march here. They have two. They're going to get a lot more line infantry, so we are going
Votre humble
to
serviteur.
wait for reinforcements. We could get some provincial militia. We're going to hold off on that, though. Off to Brazil. Same goes for you. Off to Brazil. These gold mines will be helping out quite a bit. Hopefully, anyways. Now, we are... What do we have? Gems here, meaning we should be trading. Or gems are just... Dude, how do gems work, actually? Gems are just a regional wealth situation, aren't they? I mean, gold as well is not on the trade menu. It's mainly a lot of New World imports. So I guess it might count as other goods. We have sugar. We have spices. A logging camp. I mean, it might as well. 2 turns wouldn't hurt to get that. Our brave General Nicolas Lefebvre here. +1 dueling with dueling swords. +2 morale in battle. Go ahead and give you... you have no more villages left, and same for you. We could totally use our natives to try and secure the pirate islands, just to continue boosting our income. Continue boosting our income. Let's work towards getting these trade fleets up and moving. That's the rest of our money. I'm okay with sending Philip away on the expedition. I don't think we're going to send our most experienced general to go die in a foreign land. I would... So we got one more turn. We can... we'll wait. I'd rather...
À vos ordres.
Let's actually spend the money somewhere. Increasing our food and a little bit of our regional wealth. Yeah. That works for me. Yeah, I see no reason not to wage war on them and try to claim them, considering we're at war and we're going to stay at war with the enemy. Now, who might you be going or fighting battles against? Prussia, I see. Indeed, that could definitely be a troublesome sight. I'm not really thinking we need to move our spy. Catholicism is on the rise there. Our American missionary making a little bit of foreign contact with the Spaniards. Having a little chit-chat as they cross distant lands. Bingo, our fleets have arrived and recruitment report's done. Right, you can link up there. Very nice. Establish. Bingo. Try to lock down our trade lanes over here, which we've done, giving only 1 to Portugal and 1 to Prussia. We're going to have to pay attention to the Prussia one, but we are now producing... Is there a way to see, actually? Yeah, the coast of Brazil, we are producing a crap ton of sugar. Sugar is one of the lower commodities. Ivory would be really good to invest in. Is there a 2-stack anywhere? There is over here. So I think next turn we might... That's going to send you to Panama. The East Ivory Coast is where we would be needed. Alright. Let's see. Let's grab some carabiners. I think 2 carabiners, and then this army will be good. I'm not expecting to come across any heavy resistance, so I don't want to put too much money into it.
Tenez-vous prêts.
This army is ready to go. Ooh, they've built a fleet. That is one issue. They are going to be constructing ships if we let them.
Solidement arrimé, Captain. Bien arrimé. Oui, Captain.
Oh, well, now we can't.
Captain.
Now we can't hit that for some reason. Let's go down here and see how bad it is.
Pour l'honneur et pour le butin. Nous arrivons, Captain.
Oh, it's not that much at all.
En route. Ordre du navire.
We're gonna move to claim that land. Meanwhile, I do think we're gonna lay siege to Amsterdam. We outnumber them. It's primarily firelock. They do have infantry. But we will lay siege to them as we wish to reclaim Amsterdam for ourselves. They're going to continue doing that, so we have just a tad bit of cash to spend. I mean, I guess we can get roads. Some dirt roads for our people here. I don't want to invest any more in sugar. I feel like we're making a crap ton. These ports will kind of be lacking thanks to that. We do have spices. Spices are a pretty hot commodity. So we could try increasing that. This pirate island has nothing. This one has sugar. That one has sugar as well, so not much in the way of benefits. Keep making your way there, buddy. What do you have? Because I know you're free. It's going to be tea, gems, rice. Spices are there. So hitting the Ivory Coast sounds like a good plan. Let's start work on an Indiaman then. Maybe you making out of there seems less than fruitful, so we're gonna be careful about that. Go ahead and upgrade that. Get one more intern in there. See if the okay, they're gonna let us siege them out. I don't plan on being the assaulter. This time we're not in a rush to lay claim to them. Their army is held up in their one city. I think we'll be okay. He earned books, a dusty librarian, 2 research, enlightenment tech. Ooh, so he's not good at industry anymore, or well, he's not as good, but he is good on enlightenment. Duly noted, duly noted. Alright, we've pumped a bunch of you out. I actually think we're going to try and send them to the Ivory Coast. Which actually means we can cancel this ship. Let's go ahead and do that. And one more turn until we get the carabiners. Carabines? Is that how you say it? Carabines? a shipyard there. Alright. How about we not focus on that? 3 turns for this. -1 unhappiness. Well, I don't know, guys. That's gonna... Oh, yeah, -7. Things are gonna start stacking up rather quickly. That's only gonna take 3 turns. I feel confident doing that, which will let us... We are constructing a bigger church. How about we focus on some of this stuff? We could get better military. I'm actually thinking... The Great Museum gives +4 to everything. That's +2, 3 tech, 12. That's pretty... Royal Academy. We're far more focused on researching. Enables armies to conduct ambushes. Enables the army to conduct attacks as ambushes. That, I feel like I've never seen that before. What does that mean? Can they not use ambushes right now? 4 turns until they surrender. They're going to be taking attrition while we siege them out, so I'm in no rush to do that. We are sending new trading convoys to the Ivory Coast to see if we can get any benefits out of that. And without further ado, everybody, I do think that is actually where I'm going to call... Did we get a militia? No, that's fine. That is where I'm going to call today's episode. If you enjoyed the Battle of Ghent, do like and subscribe, as always, if you haven't. And without further ado, I cannot wait to catch you guys in the next episode as we lay siege to Amsterdam once again. This time, once and for all, will we put down our first enemies and unite our control over somewhat of this northwestern part of Europe for good. But until then, I've been your host, Salty, and my co-host, Winston, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.